Imagine waking up in a country that is slowly becoming quieter every year. Not because people are sleeping, but because fewer people exist. That is the future Japan is moving toward, and the consequences are deeper than most people realize. The shrinking workforce. Every year, fewer young people enter the workforce. At the same time, more people retire. This creates a dangerous imbalance, because an economy depends on its workers. They produce, they innovate, they sustain growth. But when the workforce shrinks, everything slows down. Businesses struggle to find employees, industries begin to decline, and economic growth becomes harder to maintain. The weight on the young. Now imagine being one of the few young people left. You are not just living your life, you are carrying a system. Because a smaller working population must support healthcare for the elderly, pension systems, national infrastructure, the pressure increases. And that pressure feeds back into the problem. Because when life feels heavy, people avoid adding more responsibility, like raising children. A country of the elderly. Japan is becoming a country where the elderly outnumber the young. This changes everything. Healthcare systems expand, retirement homes grow, cities adjust to older populations, but something is missing. Energy, youth, future generations. A society needs balance, and Japan is losing that balance. The rise of ghost towns. Outside the big cities, the reality is even more visible. Entire villages are disappearing. Homes sit empty, schools close, shops shut down. What used to be communities become memories. Some towns now have more abandoned houses than occupied ones, more silence than activity. It is not just population decline, it is the slow fading of culture. Technology tries to fill the gap. Japan is turning to technology for solutions. Robots in elderly care, automation in factories, AI replacing human roles. And in many ways, it works. But technology has limits. It can assist, it can replace labor, but it cannot replace human connection, family bonds, emotional relationships. A robot cannot raise a child. A machine cannot create a family. Can the decline be reversed? The Japanese government is aware of the crisis. They have tried solutions, financial incentives for families, childcare support, encouraging marriage. But the results are small, because this is not just a policy problem, it is a lifestyle problem, a cultural shift. And culture is much harder to change than laws. Immigration, a difficult solution. One possible solution is immigration, bringing in people from other countries to fill the workforce, to stabilize the population. But Japan has traditionally been a very homogeneous society. Opening up to large-scale immigration is not simple. It challenges identity, culture, tradition, so progress is slow. A glimpse into the future. What is happening in Japan is not isolated. Countries like South Korea, Italy, and Germany are beginning to face similar trends. Low birth rates, aging populations, changing lifestyles. Japan is simply ahead. It is showing the world what the future might look like. A future where people live longer, but fewer are born. A future where societies must adapt or decline. The bigger question. This story is not just about Japan. It is about modern life, about how progress changes priorities, about how convenience can replace connection, about how independence can slowly reduce interdependence, and how, without realizing it, societies can begin to shrink. Japan is not collapsing, it is not failing, it is evolving. But in that evolution, something important is being lost. The idea of family, the balance of generations, the natural cycle of life. And that raises a powerful question. As the world becomes more advanced, more connected digitally, more independent, are we moving toward the same future? A future where people choose freedom over family, comfort over connection, and slowly, without realizing it, the population begins to disappear. If this made you think differently, if it opened your eyes to a reality most people ignore, then you already know this is bigger than just one country. So make sure you subscribe to this channel, because the next story might reveal another silent truth shaping the future of our world. A path where relationships are optional, where marriage is not urgent, where children are uncertain. The rise of emotional distance. In modern Japan, something subtle has changed in human interaction. People talk less, not because they cannot, but because they are tired. Tired from work, tired from expectations, tired from pressure. So instead of building relationships, many retreat into themselves. Phones replace conversations. Online spaces replace real-life connection. And slowly, over time, people become comfortable being alone. This is not forced loneliness, it is chosen. And that is what makes it powerful. The hidden world of hikikomori. There is a word in Japan that captures this perfectly. Hikikomori. People who withdraw from society, who stay inside for months, sometimes years, avoiding work, avoiding relationships, avoiding life outside their room. It is not a small issue. Hundreds of thousands of people are estimated to live this way. And behind each closed door is a story of pressure, a story of expectations that became too heavy, a story of a society that demands perfection, but offers little emotional support. Now imagine this, a generation where many people are not forming relationships at all. No dating, no marriage, no children. That alone can reshape a nation's future. Love is becoming complicated. In many parts of the world, relationships are seen as natural. You meet someone, you connect, you build something together. But in Japan, for many young people today, love feels like work, something that requires effort they no longer have. Dating can feel stressful. There are expectations, social rules, financial pressures, emotional risks. So instead of trying, many choose to avoid it entirely. And over time, that avoidance becomes normal. The fear of responsibility. Having a child is not just emotional, it is a lifelong commitment. In Japan, that commitment feels even heavier because the expectations are high. You must provide, you must educate, you must create stability, and failure is not easily accepted. So many young people ask themselves a simple question: am I ready for this? And the answer is often, no, not now, maybe later. But later, often, never comes. Women caught between two worlds. For women in Japan, the situation is even more complex. On one side, there is a modern world, education, careers, independence. On the other side, there are traditional expectations, marriage, motherhood, family responsibility. Balancing both is difficult because the system does not fully support it. Long work hours, limited childcare support, workplaces that are not flexible. So many women are forced to choose, and increasingly, they are choosing themselves, their careers, their freedom, their independence, not because they hate family, but because the cost of having one feels too high. The culture of perfection. Japan is a country built on excellence, precision, discipline, perfection. But that perfection has a cost. When it comes to family life, the expectations are intense. If you have a child, you must raise them well. Give them the best education, provide stability, create the perfect environment. Anything less feels like failure. So instead of risking imperfection, many choose not to try at all. Living alone becomes the new normal. In Tokyo and other major cities, single-person households are rising. Apartments built for one, meals designed for one, lives structured around one person. Independence becomes comfortable, routine becomes stable, and slowly, the idea of sharing life with someone else feels unnecessary or even stressful. A quiet shift with loud consequences. This is not a sudden collapse. It is a quiet shift, a change in how people see life, relationships, family, responsibility. And this shift is powerful enough to reshape an entire nation. Because when millions of people make the same quiet decision, not to marry, not to have children, not to build families, the result is not just personal, it becomes national. The invisible crisis. Japan's population decline is not caused by one big event. It is caused by millions of small decisions. Every person who decides, not now, maybe later, I'm okay alone. And over time, those decisions add up into something massive, something irreversible. And this is where the real question begins. If people are choosing this life, can it be changed? Or has Japan already crossed a point where this is the new normal? There was a time when Japan was seen as the future of the world, a country of innovation, a country of discipline, a country that rebuilt itself from the ashes of war into one of the most powerful economies on earth. From the neon lights of Tokyo to the bullet trains racing across the countryside, Japan became a symbol of progress. But behind that progress, something quiet began to happen. Something slow, something almost invisible at first. Japan started shrinking. Not economically, not technologically, but demographically. Its population began to decline. And today, Japan is facing one of the most serious population crises in modern history. A country that is getting older, fast. Walk through the streets of many towns in Japan today, and you'll notice something unusual. There are fewer children, fewer young people, but many elderly, very many. Japan is now one of the oldest societies in the world. More than 1 in 3 people are over the age of 60. Think about that. A society where the elderly are not just present, but dominant. This didn't happen overnight. It was the result of decades of declining birth rates and increasing life expectancy. Japanese people are living longer than ever before. Healthcare is advanced. Nutrition is balanced. Lifestyle is disciplined. But at the same time, fewer babies are being born. And that is where the real problem begins. The birth rate crisis. For a country to maintain its population, each woman needs to have about 2.1 children on average. This is called the replacement rate. But in Japan, that number has dropped to around 1.3 or even lower in recent years. That means each generation is smaller than the one before it. Slowly, steadily, the population begins to shrink. And once that decline starts, it becomes very difficult to stop. Why are fewer people having children? At first glance, it doesn't make sense. Japan is developed, safe, organized. So why aren't people having children? The answer is not simple. It's a mix of culture, economics, and lifestyle. Work culture, the silent pressure. Japan is known for its intense work culture. Long hours, high expectations, loyalty to the company. Many workers spend most of their time at work. Late nights, weekend shifts, little time for personal life. And when people are constantly exhausted, starting a family becomes difficult. Because raising children requires time, energy, emotional availability, and many young people in Japan simply don't have that. The cost of living. Raising a child in Japan is expensive. From education to housing to daily expenses, the cost adds up quickly. Young couples often feel they are not financially ready, so they delay having children, and sometimes they never have them at all. Changing mindsets. Another major shift is cultural. Younger generations in Japan are changing the way they view life. Marriage is no longer seen as a necessity. Having children is no longer expected. Some people prefer freedom, career growth, personal happiness over traditional family structures. This shift is subtle but powerful, because once a society changes how it views family, its population changes with it. Loneliness and isolation. Japan also faces a growing issue of loneliness. Many people live alone. Some avoid relationships altogether. The rise of social withdrawal, often referred to as hikikomori, reflects a deeper emotional and societal shift. People disconnect, they isolate, and in that isolation, family formation declines. The villages that are disappearing. Outside major cities, the situation is even more visible. Rural towns are slowly fading away. Schools are closing. Homes are abandoned. Entire villages are becoming empty. Some places have more cemeteries than playgrounds, more elderly than children. It's not just a population decline, it's a cultural disappearance. A problem bigger than Japan. Japan is not alone. Other countries are beginning to face similar issues, but Japan is ahead. It is the first major country to experience this at such a scale, which means the world is watching. Because what happens in Japan today could happen elsewhere tomorrow. And this is just the beginning. The population decline is not slowing down, it's accelerating. Experts predict that Japan's population could fall by tens of millions in the coming decades. Cities will shrink, workforces will decline, economies will adjust, and society itself will transform. There is something deeply quiet about the crisis unfolding in Japan. It is not loud like war. It is not sudden like a financial crash. It is slow, almost invisible, but incredibly powerful. Because at the center of Japan's population decline is not just economics or policy, it is something more personal, more emotional, more human. It is loneliness, a generation that stopped connecting. Walk through the busy streets of Tokyo. You will see thousands of people moving with precision, trains arriving on time, people walking quickly, heads slightly down. Everything works. Everything looks efficient. But look closer. Many people are alone, not just physically, but emotionally. In the past, life in Japan followed a rhythm: school, work, marriage, children. But that rhythm has been broken. Today, many young people are no longer following that path. They are creating a new one.